I can't make, honestly, I can't make heads or tails of George Papadopoulos. Literally, if I was strong enough to pick him up and flip him over in the air, I don't know if he would land head up or head down. I have no idea.
Why would you do that? All right. Of course, we've all been monitoring Hurricane Florence. Our thoughts are with everyone affected. Tonight's show, we hope, offers some temporary relief for our viewers as we spend an hour on less important stuff. We don't pretend politics and gossip mean more than this storm. So let's pause for a moment and consider other natural disasters. Don't even have to say it. Michael Moore. You know, politics is like sex with Michael Moore. You're either on top or you're crushed. Like the broken stars on Hollywood Boulevard, which is officially a disaster area. So how bad is it getting there? Well, the left is turning on the left. Case in point, Deborah Messing lashed out at fellow lefty Susan Sarandon. Why? Oh my God, Susan said that Donald Trump has inspired more women and minorities to run for office. So Deb gets on Twitter and she says all this mean stuff like STFU, which I believe stands for Still Tweeting Forever Uninformed. Now, in case you forgot who Debbie is, she's the star of an old TV comedy that they brought back, just like Obama. But thanks to Trump and her new life on Twitter, she has gone from this...
Oh, please. She doesn't have the stomach to go where I go.
To this.
What is it?
You know, talk about a fall from grace. But just to prove playing a smart, funny woman was all an act, she now loses her regularly on Twitter over Trump. Yes, the star of a 20-year-old sitcom is now still coming to terms with an election that's 2 years old. It must seem like yesterday to her, as she seems to us. But that's the issue with celebs. Nobody in America is wearing a bracelet that says, "What would Hollywood do?" And that hurts. They can't believe no one takes them seriously when all they do is take themselves seriously as they attack everyone else. It's my theory. Celebrities come to politics later in life after devoting 4 decades selfishly chasing attention. They think that because they get to spend 22 minutes in the spotlight once a week pretending to be relevant, they also deserve real-life importance. So they take a big, stupid bite out of politics. The wild success they had in that drama class sophomore year, parroting other people's words, is still what keeps them going. Which is why Hollywood's greatest political theorists, Messing, De Niro, Penn, they all have the mentality of emotional 17-year-olds. And what defines troubled youth at that age? Irrational anger, petulant rage, demands for attention. And without a better script, their emotional response is inversely proportional to their knowledge and wisdom. So the less that they know, the stronger they feel. And so belief becomes a battle to them, and if you disagree, you are evil. But you can't improvise intelligence, which is why it's funny when they go off script. You can't just demonize at will and then play grace. Actors... Actors will say and do anything for a spotlight. Here's Broadway legend Carol Cook revealing her knowledge of American history.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him? Right? Will I be on an enemy's list?
Only the population.
My God, I hope so.
So that's what happened to the Ropers. Finally. People remember Three's Company. I was worried about that joke. Anyway, once you go down this rabbit hole of insanity, there's no going back. You start turning on anyone and everyone, including the liberals on your side. Of course, we all know these people are self-indulgent and crazy, so nobody takes them seriously. The crazier these people become, the closer they come to bad comedy, meaning MSNBC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last president of the United States.
You think that? The last president of the United States?
It's possible.
You really think that?
I think it's possible, absolutely.
You ever notice about Michael Moore that he's slowly morphing into Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure? You know, I'd say get rid of the hat, but that's where he hides the emergency Twinkies. So, will Trump be the last president of the United States? Is the world actually ending? Now, as normal people like you watch hurricane coverage with mass evacuations and 90-mile-per-hour gusts and beyond heavy rain, we can only see how disconnected Hollywood is, fighting a 20-foot reality surge. Their world is stormy and Manafort. No wonder their self-importance, their sanity, their perspective, their politics are truly all wet and gone with the wind. Let's welcome tonight's guests. He treats terrorists like golf, always trying to put a hole in one. Former Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill. Like Dr. Frankenstein, he'll leave you in stitches. Writer and comedian Chris Freed. Her favorite soup is cream of sadness. National Review reporter Kat Timpf. Oh. And he really is above it all. Former WWE superstar and my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right, Rob, it's always entertaining to see lefties devour each other after seeing years of the right do it to themselves.
Well, that's what President Trump, the effect that he has, too, is Deborah Messing and Susan Sarandon are actually on the same team.
Yep.
But because of the divide with the Sanders people thinking the Hillary Clinton people, that one hurt the other and didn't get in and whatever, they're on the same team. They don't realize it. The amazing thing to me, though, about Susan Sarandon is that at this point she has yet to force Tim Robbins to Shawshank Redemption his ass back into prison. Just saying. When he escaped through the tunnel full of crap.
Yeah.
The movie. Hollywood. Yeah.
That is it's quite a metaphor. Yes. You know, I never saw that movie.
Great movie.
What?
Yeah, I never saw Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, well, you have
I only like a certain kind of prison film.
It has that in there for you.
Not enough.
Great voice. I wish he would have had, you know.
Yes.
Chris, let's ignore Tyrus making fun of me.
Speaking of my kind of prison film, moving on to...
Yes. Do you agree that Donald Trump could be the last president?
Well, I think maybe I think what he maybe meant that we should go with is that he's doing such a great job that we should get rid of term limits.
Oh.
Just let him go. But then he would die eventually, I guess.
Yeah,
anyway, secondly, that Broadway lady, I think that was a misunderstanding as well. I feel like maybe she grew up with John Wilkes Booth. and she's like legitimately looking for him. She's not, you know.
She might have been at the theater at the time.
Yeah.
That's what she was saying, where is John Wilkes Booth?
Yeah.
He was right here.
He was reliable back in the day.
Actually, that guy, you know, conspiracy?
Yep.
He was cryogenically frozen. John Wilkes Booth.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going down a really dark place that I don't think I can get out of.
So is Deborah Messing.
Yes, thank you.
No, because also I think she's pissed at Roseanne because of that whole thing, right? Like like Roseanne's show did great.
Yeah.
And then Will and Grace comes back and they're like, let's see what the cast of Roseanne is doing besides her. They're bringing back Roseanne without Roseanne.
Yes.
And then Will and Grace is like, we'll do season 2. And they're like, just no.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget about it.
Kat, is Twitter emboldening washed-up actors by giving them a forum to, like, express their political theatrics?
You know, Greg,
I have a feeling she's not answering my question.
I have never really considered myself an optimist.
Mm-hmm, yes.
I've always thought I was one of the most pessimistic people maybe in the world.
Yes.
But then, top 5 at least. But then I saw, but I've never actually yelled at another person for looking on the brighter side.
Right.
Which is exactly what Susan Sarandon was trying to do.
Exactly.
She is a Bernie gal. She doesn't like Trump. She was just saying, let me look for some silver lining in this situation. And Deborah Messing was like, you can't be happy. You can't be happy. You take that smile off your face right now. How dare you be happy? And you know what? And now I feel like I've never done that. So maybe I'm not, I mean, I feel like Tony Robbins.
Yes. But that, I have to say, your impression of Deborah Messing is every woman I've seen yell at a husband at a Walmart. Just losing all sense of public display. It's just like, I'm going to do it, Tyrus. Hollywood, now you're an actor, and a successful one.
Yes.
Hollywood now is like...
No further questions.
Yes, yes.
You know what? It's a cop-out to me. I feel like our current political climate is a good out for struggling actors. They won't let me in because I supported Trump. It's a good... It's a good way to say, like, I haven't had a gig in 20 years, but because of this president, all of us all together, it's over. It's halfway done.
Yeah.
If you really don't like it, have one of your little cocktail couch party things you guys have that I never get invited to, and organize your votes and vote in 20, vote him out. But he's not going anywhere. He's our president, and stop bitching about it. It's over. Like, this is just...
I got one thing on that, too. Deborah Messing was in the Hillary camp, and she's obviously very upset that they didn't get a female president.
Yeah.
Tell her to relax. She'll get her first female president soon, and I'm sure Ivanka will do a great job.
Coming up, is it time for a boring president? It's true. All this winning is pretty exhausting. Should America demand a president who's bland? Will we do so much more with a monumental bore? A New York Times op-ed piece titled "Boring is the New Black" makes a bold prediction for the next person who takes office. We're going to elect someone boring. No kidding. Anyone is going to be a boring president after Donald Trump. You don't need the Times to tell me that. Co-author Brett Stevens says he wants a smart, responsible person who's good at making you forget they're there. Quote, I envision someone like Tim Kaine without the charisma. By the way, that was Hillary's running mate. So boring you forgot him. Or Gerald Ford without the malice. H.W. Bush, sorry, without the vicious hatred of broccoli. New York Times humor. That's all I actually read from the article. Frankly, it put me to sleep. But I do think Brett's onto something. Fact is, after a mile-a-minute Trump, maybe there should be a boring party.
Hi, I'm Beverly Miller, and I'm running for governor. I'm a mom to 3 great kids. Well, 2 great kids and the adopted one. I believe in transparency, so I'd like to show you the real me, warts and all. I worship the needle. Yes, I needlepoint like a mother. One time, I needlepointed for a week straight. I made a car tarp. It's in my blood. I can't stop needlepointing. You come after my needles, I'll kill you.
Paid for by the boring party.
Skip Davis here, and I'm ready to represent the 8th District. You might remember me from last year's county fair where my cucumbers received honorable mention. You like cucumbers? You'll love me. Here are some pictures of my cucumbers. Check out this one, and this one, and this one. Here's this one. I love cucumbers. Would you like to see more of my cucumbers? I bet you would. But if you don't vote for me, you'll never see my cucumbers. So vote for me, Skip Davis, this fall.
Paid for by the boring party.
Hi, I'm Mitch Langley, and I'm running for Senate. What issue do I care about most? Public transit. Actually, you could say I'm the expert. Awesome, right? It's my G-Cage Rail King 1-8 with a polycarbonate body, KD-compatible coupler mounting pads, and onboard DCC-DCS decoder. I know, pretty impressive. So get on the Mitch train and vote for me this fall.
Paid for by the Boring Party.
What do you think, Chris? Is it time for somebody boring?
Well, I mean, there's always time to make fun of boring people. That's
Yes.
always fun. But no, I just hate the phrase, first of all. I hate blank is the new blank.
Yes.
It's overdone. It's, you know, and also it came back because of Orange is the New Black. The show, like now everyone's doing it, but they can't say Orange is the New Black because Orange is a Trump reference, which is technically positive because he took over for the first black president. He's the new black president of some kind. But then they tried to bring the old new black president back last week to talk, and now we know that black is the old boring person. I don't know what I'm doing, but there's a thing, there's an analogy there somewhere.
I kind of follow that, Rob, I think. Is a boring president necessarily better?
It's not going to happen now. In this day of social media, you're kind of out there always. And most people that get in that office, they're pretty charismatic. They're not that boring. I did get a kick out of we want someone like Tim Kaine without the charisma, or as I often like to call him, Tim Kaine. But I mean, the whole thing is not getting someone in the White House. The problem that I'm seeing in Washington, and I get to work there quite a bit, it's not the person who's in the White House for 8 years, it's the person who's in the Capitol for 35 years. That's the issue. And the whole thing is like Tyrus was saying, that if you don't like him, to get him out. I mean, don't buy into the same old nonsense. Look when they trashed Robert Bork. Same thing they're doing to Kavanaugh right now. They're same with Kennedy, who was appointed by Reagan. They said back alley abortions will overturn Roe v. Wade. Blah blah. Talking point after talking point. It's all the same nonsense. Do a little research and realize that maybe the media has an agenda.
Hey, Tyrus.
Hey, Greg.
How are you?
I'm great.
I think boring is impossible. It's like once you have a smartphone, you can't imagine life without a smartphone. It's a stimulus that you didn't know you needed. And Trump is kind of an entertainer-in-chief that you never knew you needed. Right?
This is after President Trump's run. I can envision the new president getting ready to give a speech, and the little rainbow bars come up, and he's been canceled because he's just, you know, it's not an impeachment. Your numbers aren't good.
Yeah.
You know, you're only doing 1.5 in the demo. Gutfeld's got you beat by 3 points in the 18-49 demo. We've depended so much on 24 hours a day of Trump, Trump, Trump. I don't think we can do like 15 minutes of whoever it is. You know, I'm saying like, hi, I'm the president. Oh, this guy's terrible. He's got to go. There's no, you know, he didn't tweet anything. It's 3 in the morning. Like, I stayed up for some fireworks. And you're going to tell me this guy's asleep? He's got to go.
It's like, Kat, I mean, you know, who's like, Mike Pence isn't very exciting. He's boring.
I find Mike Pence incredibly exciting.
I don't think he can be alone with you.
I don't even.
This is what he's talking about.
I don't even know what it means what I just said. But no, we don't need anyone boring because we are not a boring country.
Yeah.
You know, we like shoot guns recreationally.
That's true.
We have a contest every year where people smash wet hot dogs into their faces to see who can eat the most of them. We have Bravo, which is just an entire TV network of rich white ladies throwing drinks on each other. It's the whole network. We don't need a boring president because that's not our brand, Greg. That's not our brand.
Here's my solution. If you want a boring president, the perfect one, a robot. AI, artificial intelligence.
He can't not go there.
Just got to go there.
Nothing in the Constitution says the president has to be made of flesh. All right, I dare you, look it up. Look it up. It's not even in the Declaration of Independence, which I think had stuff in there about robots. It was, right?
It's a big argument.
Fighting
Indians and keeping those damn robots in line was a big
I'm introducing an amendment that allows robots to serve in government because I know they will be taking over and I will be their leader. All right, I know. Coming up, should oral exams be banned in schools? We discuss, which I believe is still legal in real life. They're doing a lot of shrieking over public speaking. According to The Atlantic, the magazine, not the ocean, Rob. More and more high school students are using social media to protest in-class presentations, saying they discriminate against kids who have anxiety. They claim forcing anxious kids to speak publicly is unfair because they're bound to tank the presentation while suffering long-term stress. And they're demanding teachers offer alternative options. Meanwhile, others argue that exposure therapy, not what you think, Chris, helps treat anxiety disorders. So facing their fear is the cure. Said one high school teacher, we are in the business of preparing students for college, career, and civic life. Public speaking is a piece of that preparation. For more, he can't hear you. The guy I quoted isn't in the audience. For more, let's check in with my old public speaking teacher. Taught me everything I knew. All right, Tyrus, I'm gonna make this a personal thing. Like, if you're a successful performer and you have a fear of flying, that fear must either be conquered or you relegate yourself to a local dinner theater or just being the only comic in your town. You have to, if you're going to be successful, you got to get over that fear. So if you let the fear stay within you, you don't achieve.
Well, you won't go anywhere. And you know, it's funny, the great John Madden hated to fly.
Yeah, took the bus.
But he took a bus. But he owned a bus.
Yeah.
Because he was successful. And he got to a point where he could make moves around his anxieties.
Yeah.
You're in school.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Text your answers? Is that where we're at now?
Yeah.
I'm just going to, text my speech
to
the class. I mean, this is, as a parent, if my child ever came to me, he wouldn't have got that sentence out of his mouth. Dad, I think
Yeah.
Go stand. Are you kidding? Life's uncomfortable. Things are going to be tough. You're going to be embarrassed. You're going to feel it. But now, since we've thrown all these pretty words like anxiety and comfort, do your job. You're going to speak in front. And if you're really bad at it, guess what? We won't send you to theater camp this summer. Okay? Okay? But if you get in front, I mean, I had to learn. I like to talk.
Yeah.
You know, but I used to have butterflies and stuff like that. And the only way I got over it was, guess what? I got up and talked.
Yeah.
So you can't fix it unless you do it. So the fact that this is even a story, just keep them liberals out of my school, man. Just give me them old mean ladies I had. So they,
yeah, I used to get the cat. I used to have butterflies. I used to pull the wings off them, though. Hey, you know, the worst thing you can do to a kid is acquiesce to their fears, because like people had fear about gym class. People have fears about everything, and if you say okay, then don't do it. What are you raising?
Right. If you don't actually make yourself uncomfortable, then you never have the opportunity to grow.
Yes.
See, I really am Tony Robbins. But also, I resent the idea that it's unfair to grade students based on their presentation and their speaking skills, because outgoing students are going to do better than shyer students. Duh. Just like a student who's better at math is going to probably do better on a math test than a student that's not as good at math. Students have different skill sets. Some people are more outgoing, and I always really liked public speaking. I love the presentation day because I was like, me, everyone, hello, class. But I also had a harder time with math. I never said I shouldn't have to take this math test because I'm not very good at it, and these students shouldn't be treating this the exact same way.
Thank you for continuing the stereotype that women aren't good at math. You disgust me.
I didn't say I was. I ended up getting good grades in it, but I had to work really hard at it. Whereas public speaking, I'm clearly a natural.
That is so true. Chris, people do have anxiety. I used to fear flying things. I had anxiety about that, and I got over that with the help of drugs and alcohol.
Yes.
But the thing is, it's like anybody can say anxiety now and use that to get out of anything. Life is anxiety.
Well, the word protest, first of all, for this whole thing is like if everyone protesting everything, even when they're just not liking something's now a protest or whatever. But it's funny to me because it makes it sound more, hypocritical or ironic, because now it's like I hate public speaking in front of people. That's why I got this sign and I'm marching around in this crowd and yelling at everybody that's looking at me.
That's
and
so true.
For like rallies, it's going to be super awkward because then it's like everyone's just standing around an empty podium and they're like, no, you go talk. I don't want you do it. No, you do it. You get them going.
I just remembered that I actually did start an anti-math protest in my first grade.
Really?
But I had to go to the principal's office. The behavior wasn't rewarded.
No, it wasn't. You know, what about you've done some pretty scary things. Public speaking, according to studies, people prefer to die.
Yeah, they say they
speak.
prefer to die.
Yes.
I've been in combat and I'm also a public speaker, and there's a big difference. But the first time you're up there, I get shot at less now that I'm a public speaker. But like you said, the key to getting up there, one is hard work, and two, the drinking thing. That helps. But I mean, the whole thing with this, it's people on their smartphones, they have anxiety, they can't get. I mean, try texting your first job interview.
Yeah.
You know, if you want nonverbal communication, that's when you graduate and you're outside with the "will work for food" sign. You know, that's what they're doing. I mean, think about the stuff with these smartphones. Imagine like the Gettysburg Address being on one of the, like an Instagram Live with the funny hat and the cat face and the squeaky voice or whatever.
I would find that arousing.
I was laughing at.
I'm just sitting here as a parent, and if I do my parenting module by these people, so the next time my son or daughter goes, Dad, there's somebody in bed. Yes, there is. God help you, and close the door. Because we don't want to, because I don't want to call him a liar.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt him. So he'll just let him be afraid of the thing under the bed because it must be real because he sees it.
I was laughing at the next step. The next protest is going to be won't work for food. Everyone's going to be supporting that somehow. They shouldn't work at all. No.
Entitled to food.
We are creating like a legion of laptop warriors who are really mean and brave from afar, who can say terrible things about you as part of a mob. But you know what? Get up and say it. Get up and say they won't. That's why. Robots. This robot bartender can make 100 drinks an hour. Check him out. He'll also hit on your girlfriend, which is wrong. He won't bicker when he brings you the liquor. He'll pour you the booze without all the schmooze. Yes, an Estonian company, aren't they all, has developed a fully autonomous robot bartender that's set to debut, Silent T, in Europe. Yanu can make up to 150 drinks per hour. He can offer drink suggestions, process payments, and even hit on your date. Its designer says the machine could revolutionize bartending by lowering operating costs and never needs a sick day or vacation. Yanu, stupid name, can only hold 50 bottles at a time. So it can make most drinks, but not everything. But if it can make the perfect cocktail every time, I say why not? I never know if I'm mixing the right amount. Here's me trying to make a pina colada the other night. I have some serious issues. It's safe to say I have a drinking problem, Kat. I mean, because I couldn't make a drink. That's what I meant.
So funny.
What happens to actors and actresses now when they're robot bartenders? They'll be out of work.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least in New York.
Not all of us.
Yeah.
I really don't know how I feel about this robot bartender thing. On the one hand, I don't like it because robot bartenders can't talk to me about my feelings. They're probably not going to give me extra tequila on the second drink because I tipped a bunch on the first drink.
Right.
But on the other hand, they're not going to ignore me at the bar when I go there without my hair extensions in and no makeup in favor of the girls with real long hair who know how to do their makeup and tell me to just watch a tutorial online and I'll learn how to do it. Even though the last time I tried that, I wound up looking like a 5-year-old whose drunk mom did her makeup for her first dance recital.
That's sad. Sad stuff there, Tyrus. You know what I like about I live at bars. I love actual organic bartenders, real people. But I'm tired of the discrimination based on height. If there are no seats taken, All the seats are taken at the bar.
You see his little forehead, bartender. Bartender.
It's true. But see, a robot can have cameras all over the bar, and
unless his scanner's set too high, and then you know.
But a little guy like me ends up having to wait.
Greg's trying to get the robot.
Why do tall people get drinks faster? That's totally.
Because we can look them dead in their eye. And you know they do. You know, my big concern is this is a scary message to the American workers in the service industry.
Yes.
Change is coming.
Oh, it's definitely.
And robots don't get sick.
Yep.
They don't make mistakes.
They don't text.
They don't overpour.
They don't steal.
They don't steal. And they're cheaper.
Yeah.
And if they can make drinks, they can serve burgers. And they can serve restaurants, and they won't be late with your food, and they won't have bad service. Like, this is a change.
Yeah, they're even redesigning McDonald's. They're redesigning fast food restaurants that are eliminating space for people, and you could have 100 million people that aren't working anymore.
Pretty much thank the living wage for making people think about that, because I'm getting, you know, he doesn't need a break. He doesn't get tipped. I don't need to pay him. I already paid for him. Yeah. I'm just hoping that. Then we get. I love bartenders. I'm hoping that they'll be like the cute and funny ones in Star Wars, not like the gloomy, humanless ones we have like at Applebee's.
Yes, yes. I've never drank at an Applebee's.
Oh, they serve the beers.
Yeah,
they're delightful.
I've never gotten drunk at an Applebee's, but
you should. It's a family restaurant. It'd be weird.
Yeah, it is. It's like I'm gonna go get wasted at the Olive Garden.
Yeah, and then go like entertain with your wine and ruin everybody's meal with great stories of your
be like the regular at Applebee's bar.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm probably insulting somebody.
Where everyone at the table, everyone at the table wondering at the guy who's like this, and swirl on this glass of wine. Like, yeah, you have a good time.
Chris, I think this is going to create a rebound effect where bars with humans are going to become more popular. Like they'll say, we're an organic restaurant. Yeah. We're organic, meaning we have humans.
I like that. My first thought in the article was that we need to stop letting Europe take charge of this whole IE situation. Every time
AI.
What did I say?
IE.
IE. I don't know what the hell. Okay, maybe
except
they
after
should.
C. They can take charge except after C.
You were vowels. You're close. You're in the ballpark.
Hey, so you're going to say you're tired of them taking charge of AI?
Yeah, because these European companies, the only thing they're using them for is the sex bots and now and drinking. Now they're just skipping like medical stuff, which is where I thought. And I feel like what's happening is they're programming them too close to actual humans. And now we have these AI bots dropping out of med school and becoming bartenders like everybody else. How did that happen?
Yeah, you're gonna
hookers or something.
Well, you're gonna end up with an AI bartender who really wants to act.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden then the next thing they know, the robots will be making those prison movies you like.
Oh, I know. Coming up. Oh, this is a great story. The deli worker accused of eating $9,000 worth of sliced ham. Sounds like a real porker. All right. So, who's the bigger jerk? Is it the clerk or her place of work? She worked in the deli section of a Giant Eagle grocery store in Ohio for 8 years, during which time she's alleged to have eaten 3 to 5 slices of ham every day, and sometimes salami. The store's loss prevention manager gets wind of this and crunches some numbers and claims that over the 8 years, she ate $9,200 worth of the store's ham and sometimes salami, which qualifies, believe it or not, as a felony. So does this make her a ham burglar? I did not write that. Not necessarily, by the way. The sheriff's office said felony charges are unlikely. And thank goodness for that, because let's be honest. Let's be honest. We all take stuff from work every now and then. Any one of us could face theft charges if our bosses wanted to take an inventory.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah?
What's that on your desk?
Just some stuff.
Like what?
Just stuff I got to take home. I need paper clips. Got some paper clips. Got some pens and I don't know. You never know when you're going to need a big roll of men's room paper, dispensary paper for your, next to the toilet. You never know. I have issues.
Yeah. And what's that behind you?
Nothing. I don't have anything.
Right behind you.
Oh, this is my printer fax machine.
Right.
I just got to take it home just for a little bit, but I don't think Lou's going to notice it gone, because he's got plenty of stuff there.
Okay, and what's this behind the couch?
Oh, that's Vic. He works in maintenance. He was going to come home tonight and change my light bulbs because I'm too short.
No, he's not. Vic, get back to work.
Meet me by the car, Vic. All right? Just get in the back seat. And don't eat any of the mints. Little, Rob, it's kind of weird to monitor all her ham intake.
Yeah, so $9,200 worth of ham. What's it, like 3 pounds? What's funny about this, though, this is the most costly game of hide the salami since Anthony Weiner.
Always work.
Every time.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Doesn't it? Everybody who has a job, Chris, steal from their work except for me?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. What do you steal? You're a comedian. What can you steal from a comedy show? And not besides jokes, but you would never do that.
Well, I steal the show, obviously. All right. I steal these fine people's hearts, is what I steal.
No, you take from the bar. Come on.
That
you
is
see
true.
some sliced fruit, you take it.
Well,
straws.
That is true, but sometimes I steal. Sometimes, depending on the service, on a human bartender, sometimes I steal back tip if it doesn't go that well.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That is very bad.
So this is kind of off topic, but like one time I was with, I just met this girl. We were talking, and I got drinks, and then the bartender was like, oh, is that together or separate? And the girl's separate. Like right away, I went, oh, sorry, whatever. And I was like, thanks a lot, bartender, and I took a few back. Anyway. Wow. I guess I was doomed either way. So this ham lady, I feel like there's more to the story here because it wasn't like, it was a 9-year period or a long time. It couldn't have been just a boss or that saw you would do that. At any moment, it couldn't have been a coworker. It was someone that knew her personally, and they were like,
probably called her ham lady.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a theory, Kat, that it's like Silence of the Lambs. She was like making a dress out of ham.
There you go. Yeah.
Right?
I don't think that this woman should be being besmirched.
Nice word.
I don't think that she should be being charged. I think she should be facing a crowd that is giving her a standing ovation because holy heck, that's a lot of ham.
It is a lot of ham.
I mean, geez Louise.
Yes.
How are you going to eat $9,200 worth of ham?
She ate, you know what she did? Do you know what she did, Tyrus? You ever see those people, those magicians that try to eat an entire car over time? She ate an entire pig. Slice by slice.
She ate a few pigs. If it's
yes.
$9,000. It was someone she worked with, right?
Yeah.
So they're probably older.
Yeah.
And then one day he just had it.
Yeah, he couldn't take it.
Hey, Martha, I've been watching you for the last 8 years. Stuffing ham in your throat every time. I've seen it. I got photos.
Wouldn't it be great if she
I got photos. Polaroids.
Wouldn't it be great if she wasn't like eating it? She was just taking it home, so she was putting it in her purse or slipping it in her pantyhose.
And then he goes up. Then he goes upstairs to the boss with this big. I've been covering this for 8 years. Sorry, Sal, we don't care. We have free samples. I mean, that's the cold part. Every time one of my favorite things to make on my cheat day is a hoagie. And I go and I get roast beef and turkey, and guess what? They let me sample it.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for probably ever.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to add that up. So it's not like they don't give slices of meat away. So she has 5 a day. It's really not a big deal. But whoever was setting her up went to the management and put his evidence out, because this is what punk-ass liberals
It's more
do,
about ham.
because she voted for Trump, so he laid this all out. He laid this all out.
Last word.
I guarantee you is what it is. I'll bet you is what it is.
You ever notice you never see any of the vegan aren't missing?
Yeah, nobody shoplifts. Nobody shoplifts vegetables. That's for sure. Because we love our meat. All right, final thoughts next. Please don't leave me. We are out of time. Thanks to Rob O'Neill, Chris Freed, Kat Timpf, Tyrus, our studio audience. It's Greg Gutfeld.